by subconsciously or deliberate. These kinds of lines not just in the water and the ripple effect that I spoke about. And this can create an effect, a kind of illusion of texture. So the principle that is governing this design is pattern. So it's just strictly repetition. It's all lines. No emphasis on color. Well, the yellow paper already maybe suggests that there's a little emphasis there on color, but from what I've been doing from the start, the get-go, is drawing repeated lines all over the page. And finally, we're coming to the end of this design. And I'm sure you're anticipating the end product. So we could spread out these lines the way we distribute them, or we could put them very close. We could also determine how do we want each line to flow. Do we want to synchronize them? I have not been synchronizing these lines thus far, so it could be even more deliberate and organized in a synchronized way where each line follows parallel to each other. That would take a lot of accuracy. And it can be awesome. Can be extraordinary too. But for my younger students, it's about getting it done, understanding, and after doing more than one practice, becomes perfect. If you were to deliberately count and determine the number of lines, that's where math comes in. So finally, here we go. Let's look at our design. That's our design. So the pattern could be where you create, there is a complete pattern right here that we're looking at. But for each space, remember we talked about, you're looking at the space on a whole, but the subdivided space that we're talking about, 4 rectangular space within this larger rectangle, we could have distributed these lines differently. We could also choose a different characteristic of line to put over in this space here and over here, as well as here. We could put half and half, the same types of lines on this side, and a different type of line over this side, or we could do it alternatively in a checkered way, or we could also subdivide this space into smaller spaces. We could also put different types of lines in it to give you, just for example, a different kind of effect when it comes on to design. As I said, we don't necessarily want it to be too complex or too complicated, especially for our younger student, but these are, you can explore the possibilities and see what you come up with. Alright, so what I was talking about in nature, when you look at this piece of pine wood, You see the different types of lines there, the pattern is there. There's a different characteristic of lines happening in here, where you have thick lines, very thick lines, and it reads as a shape in the middle. And then you have the ripple effect going on here with the different types of wavy lines. So pretty much nature inspires, just like the gecko and NASA, the robot that is used to repair the satellite outer space. Hope you enjoy. Please remember to subscribe and please practice. Try it on your own. And we'll talk about principles and other lessons.